Now, we like flowers a lot of times because we like color in our garden. And you know, that's not really the whole story. We actually like color in motion. I'm Alex, an ISA certified arborist, and today I want to present something about wildflowers that perhaps you've never heard before. And my dog here is going to be a perfect illustration of why wildflowers are so important to us in the landscape. We actually like color in motion. And what do I mean by color in motion? Well, let me explain it like this. If we wanted color in our garden, we could just put things like this red ball in our landscape, and it would just sit there and be more colorful than this beautiful fire spike flower. But we're not attracted to the color itself. Basically, we know that these flowers are growing and ever changing. And these flowers attract pollinators, which are also colorful and moving and ever changing. So flowers are actually moving all the time, whether it's the wind blowing or them going through the cycles of their life. Flowers are always in motion. And that's the part people don't realize about flowers in their garden and why they appreciate them so much. Now, I'm going to give you 5 flowers in my garden that I've had extremely good success for, and I've seen tons of pollinators on. The first one is right here. This is a fire spike. The fire spike is a wonderful pollinator-friendly flower that attracts hummingbirds, butterflies, moths, caterpillars, and every once in a while you see a few other animals eating on the leaves and foliage. Let's go over and check out some more beautiful plants. We've got lantana, a super hardy, cold hardy, super sunny tolerant plant that has abundant flowers year round. This is a yellow variety. They come in purple and multicolored flowers too. We've got pink ones, but these plants are so good at attracting other insects that spiders will make their home very close. And those are just as colorful as some of the pollinators you may see in your garden. So if you like color, lantana is always a great choice because it's low water requirements, abundant flowers, it can tolerate a wide range of climatic conditions. And that fire spike I showed you earlier was actually just a small one. They can grow much larger, and this is just 1 year's worth of growth. If you get temperatures that are sub-freezing, then it may freeze all the way to the ground, but every year it comes back, and it's already over my head now. This is a small patch of Galaria or Indian blankets that we've grown from seed. And ever since I put these Galaria flowers in here, they've come back every year and more prolific than ever. And so many different pollinators love these Galaria flowers. And they're seasonal. They last for 3 seasons, and then they'll freeze in the winter and they'll come back in no time. I really enjoy the yellow flowers on these candlestick plants, and you can get these by the dozen. They have seed pods of abundance, and they're easy to germinate, and they'll sprout up in a few weeks after you plant the seeds. Now this one's doing a little better than that one, but that's common that you'll have different potential for each seedling. They're about the same age, but some just do better than others. I'm not exactly sure why, but I've seen tons of pollinators, and the ants really seem to love these, and they're the sugar ants, not the nasty fire ants. But you've got other insects too that really enjoy these flowers, like that sort of stink bug there. Little wildflower, wild pond garden over here that I try to do very minimal care to. I have an example of one wildflower that does well in shadier environments, and this is the 4 o'clock flower. And you'll get a lot of nocturnal moths that love the 4 o'clocks. I don't have a lot of shady areas to really grow a bunch of these 4 o'clocks, but they seem to be doing okay here where it's real moist and they have kind of a more shady environment. And they've attracted so many colorful insects themselves, like these eastern lobert grasshoppers. If you can appreciate what I said about the reason we have flowers in our garden, and that it's not so much about the color as it is the ecological value and the color in motion or its support for wildlife and habitat, then give me a like on this video, and that helps this video get around, and maybe we can convince more people to plant wildflowers in their gardens. We'll see you next time. This is The Tree Life. Same old me making history. We're just some cool cats out here scratching out a living, talking about the climate crisis that is coming. You call them trolls, I call them glitches. What's the difference? They're in my comments.
They don't come back once they're fixed. These computer terms is the only way we can even get them to listen. Do you see the frustration? Wildlife channels need an actual mission. It's not about simple identification. We need to push preservation. Back before we lost Steve Irwin, we supported each other. We were wildlife warriors on a mission. Now I see the vision, and we're on the same planet. Starting wars for territory, we miss the story. If we have our own space, land we claim, what about everything we displace? Just walk away.
We turn now to the climate crisis. July is slated to become the hottest month in recorded history as extreme weather fueled by global warming wreaks havoc across the globe, from extreme heat waves in Europe and the United States to deadly monsoon flooding in South Asia. Severe rains have killed at least 660 people across India, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Pakistan, in a monsoon that is expected to continue throughout the week. The flooding has displaced millions of people, including Rohingya Muslim refugees in Cox's Bazar, the largest refugee camp in the world. This comes as a record heat wave is hitting Europe for the second time this summer, with Paris, Brussels, and Amsterdam all at risk of hitting all-time high temperatures